Morning guys, how's it going? Bit of a different type of video today for you. Thought I'd take you along on a little mobile job. It's not too far, about 35 miles up the motorway. So it's a Yamaha Thunderace, and the customer's telling me that his throttle, he thinks his throttle cable snapped, but he did still have some when he went to the extremity of the sort of movement of the throttle. He did still have some throttle so he could get home. So I got some cables for it and a throttle tube just in case something's gone on with a little plastic noggin where the cable hooks in. Let's get in the van, let's go do the job, see how easy it's going to be. It should be a simple one with any luck, unless something weird's gone on with where the cables connect to the carburetor, but never seen that happen before. Onwards. Okay guys, oh, fucking hell, really? There goes my radio. Sorry. Sat nav, so it's 45 minutes away, and we got a little stop on the way. I've got to see my mate Greg on the way. So I've got my throttle cable with me, and I've got me genuine Yamaha grip throttle tube. The cable, incidentally, I don't know whether I mentioned it the first time I spoke just a minute ago in the house, but I can't get genuine cables for it. The Yamaha have discontinued them. But these cables, so these cables came from another supplier of mine, but I'm pretty sure they're genuine because they're so, you'll see when we fit them, there's like a rubber molded boot. The ends are molded plastic, quite complicated. The other ends got bent steel piece. There's an adjuster in the middle. They're like super complicated. And then, I don't know whether that's going to come out on camera, but they've also got the Yamaha part number on them. So I think they're probably genuine cables in a different bag. Anyway, so I've got my bits, we're in the van. Let's hit the road and get this job done. Okay guys, we've arrived. There it is. Nice colour, gotta say. I don't think I've ever seen one in that colour before. I think that might be an aftermarket paint job. Anyway, crunchy throttle. And he's right, there is sort of a bit of, okay, what I'll do to start with is I'll just take this housing off and just see if it's broken down that end. I'll be able to pull the inner cable out. So I'll set you down here on this tripod and let's take that off and have a look, see what's going on. Okie dokie. It's tight there. Okay, what is going on in here? What was I going to say? I was going to say something then. This throttle tube, I'm going to change this anyway, because when I spoke to the guy on the phone, I said if there's a tiny chance it might be something to do with this throttle tube, which will mean I've got to order parts and come back, and that's another call out fee, and this part is half the price of the call out fee. So he said just get a throttle tube and change it anyway. So that was the agreement we'd come to, so it's having that whether it needs it or not. Let's have a look what's going on here. I don't know, it's a bit weird, isn't it? So the throttle tube's fine, that's all right. It's sort of, it's almost like the, oh god, I don't know, you can sort of hear it down on the carbs. It's almost like the end of, you'd expect if the nipple to have broken off the end of the cable, that, you know, the cable would just pull all the way out. But we'll have to get the tank off, get the airbox up so we can see what's going on the other end. Oh, the plot thickens. If I can remember how to get the seat off one of these things. It's that long since I worked on one. Multiple keys. Here we go. Is it a 10mm T-bar? I think it is. Oh, nearly dropped that down into the abyss. Don't do that. Do as I say, not as I do. Technically, that's not the right screwdriver, because they are number 3 JIS. And I'm using a number 2, you naughty boy. It'll be fine. They are not even slightly tight. Let's see if we can drop this one down there as well. Right. Okay, what the hell? Oh, look. Ha ha ha. Interesting. You see that? See what's happened? The cable has come disconnected. Interesting. Operator error. That cable feels fairly crunchy, to be honest. I think maybe throttle cables aren't a bad idea, but if you were on a budget, you probably wouldn't bother. Yeah, that cable feels... Where's my hand? What are you doing there? Just pulling on that cable, it's really crunchy. Right, so I'm going to... Oh, that was loose as well. Crikey, whoever was last had these carbs off wasn't paying attention. Yeah, so the cables feel quite crunchy. In fact, I'll get my mic close to it. And the mic's going to pick that up. Just feels graty. What does that one feel like? Yeah, it feels... If you've ever, I can't speak. If you've ever had a cable fray inside, it doesn't feel great. So it's going to benefit from new cables. And then I've got the throttle tube with me anyway, which was really cheap. So I'm going to replace that. So some of these, I can't remember what these are like to get off. Some of them are an absolute nightmare. And you end up wanting to remove the carburetors. Some of them, that top one's easy. Question is... Oh, that one's come off on its own. Does that mean it's easy to get back on, or nightmarish? Okay, top tip. Let me zoom you out a bit. So top tip time, and it's not necessarily the case with this bike because it's super simple, but if you're replacing cables on like some of the modern stuff, it's an absolute nightmare. The cable snakes its way through little... Basically, the routing of the cable can sometimes be a complete nightmare. And the way to do it is, and you know this already, I'm sure, but actually quite difficult with these cables because they're, how can I say, they're joined together at the top with a little rubber noggin. So you'd probably want to put them through as a pair. But what you can do with cables, I'll get to the point. What you can do with cables is you can tape the new cable to the old cable and just pull them through. You see what I mean? In fact, you could probably do these one at a time if you wanted to and just leave them connected at the top. But they're an easy route, these. It's easy to see where they go, so no need. You can just push them out and thread the new ones in. Right, let's get the new these out and the new cables threaded through. Right then, through that little brackety thing, like that. Jeez, come on now. It. Oh, now you're in the way in this bloody camera. Sorry, nice shot of my arm, probably. Through there. And then over the top of that wiring loom. That. Okie dokie. Right, careful not to get them, you know, like this or something. Obviously it goes without saying, doesn't it? They want to be nice and parallel with one another. That one's on the top, so like that. That's the bottom, that's the top. Now then, ha! That would be bad. Go and fight putting them on and then find that you haven't put them through that hole in the little rubber heat thingy. That would ruin your day. Right. Right, you're going to have to change sides because you're in the way. Stand by. You go there like that. You can watch me struggle from there. Oh, come on, Jim, you can't work the bloody camera. What are you doing? No, I want the gimbal to go up and down. What's happening? There we go. Fucking hell, got there in the end. Right. Okay. Bottom one first. I got my big fat head in the shot. Oh, sorry. I tell you what, this isn't doing my bad back any good. Oh, I love doing throttle cables, it's great. I feel it, but I can't see it. Oh my god, it's so close. In. I can get the tip in, but not the rest of it. I entertain myself. My back's hurting. I tell you what, it doesn't help. I think I got to 50 years old and my eyesight just fell off a cliff. Come on now. Oh, I'm gonna have a rest. Fucking hell. I bet you're all thinking, well, I'm glad it's not just me that struggles. You're right, it isn't. There's no magic. It's not that you can practice stuff like this because no two bikes are ever the same. So, and how often do you fix throttle cables? Of course, if it's a race bike or something and you've got carbs going on and off all the time, then you know you get oh god, somebody help me. What you can do, and which I've done in the past, is, can we see that in the shot? I don't know, but you put a little bend in the cable just so you can sort of hook the cable around the corner. It doesn't affect the way it works, but I think I'm doing that now because I can get it in the hole, but I can't get the, you know what I mean. Will that help? No, not really. In fact, not at all. I can't see a fucking thing. Oh, it's in. It's in. It's in. It's in. It's in. Hold your breath. Oh, come on now. Yes. Right, okay. Fucking hell. And then the other one is going to be easy because I can see that. It's right there, look. No, it isn't. Oh, it's because the throttle's shut, look. Right, throttle tube, bit of brake cleaning off, and then a top tip. Not really a top tip, but I think the best lube for twisty throttle tubes is silicone spray. Second only to probably engine oil. Right. Okay, let's make sure they're not twisted. Oh my fucking god, that bottom cable's just come off. I think I'm going to kill myself. Can you Adam and Eve it? What is wrong with you, Jim? Fucking hell. That was easy. Why wasn't it that easy the first time? I made a meal out of that the first time, didn't I? Right, let's bring you back round here. Right, okay. Hang on a minute, that's not the right. What am I doing? That's the wrong throttle tube. Must use the new one, eh? Seems as we got it with us. And he doesn't mind paying for it. That way. And that way. Another top tip. These are aluminium, but they're often not. They're often plastic. It's got a little peg there. Look, locates in a hole in the handlebar. Very easy, if you're not paying attention, to not line it up, do the screws up, and crush that little plastic peg. So pay attention, because it locates. You know what I'm saying. Right, screw. Squirrel. Now then, I need my super rare screwdriver. Where is it? There it is. This screwdriver is a number 2 JIS snap-on stubby screwdriver. And I bought this screwdriver in New Zealand. And I asked the snap-on man here in the UK, can I get some snap-on JIS screwdrivers? And he said, don't make them, no such thing. It's like, well, that's a lie, because I've got one in my toolbox. He said, nope, only do Phillips, unfortunately. So if anybody knows where, I mean, I've got other, these are, what are they, vessel ones, wood handled. It's an awesome set of screwdrivers, JIS again, but I wouldn't mind some snap-on ones. Right, okay. Now then, we haven't got enough free play in this cable, which is why that won't return, look. So we need to go to the adjuster in the middle of the cable. It doesn't look like there's a huge amount of adjustment left in that, to be fair. There's enough to get the throttle to snap shut though. Oh yeah, that's fine. Okay. Right. Nippy nippy. So the thing to check with cables, you know this, especially throttle cables, is the free play in the cable. So you need to go full left and right with the handlebars. Make sure the cable's not getting trapped. Make sure you know what I'm saying, the free play stays the same. Okay. Just notice something. Did you guys notice when it came apart? I'll have to look back at the footage whether that pipe was connected, because it's tucked down underneath there like it's been there for a long time. It goes the crankcase breather for the back of the airbox. I think whoever didn't tighten up the cables also left that pipe off. Okay, I've also got I've got the right size screwdriver to do them back up. Yeah, I'm pretty certain that pipe wasn't on there. Don't remember undoing that clip. Okay, that's the ticket. It's all tight, pipes on, bolts done up at the front. Make sure that ends up in the right place, that breather pipe. Right, down we go. Okay guys, So that's it all back together. Fairly straightforward, really, all things considered. Now, let's give it a run, make sure it runs okay. Everything's tight, throttle's nice and free. It's all good. Right, key, oh God. Oh, it's in the seat lock. No, it isn't. Uh-oh. I tell you what, anybody that knows me knows not to trust me with keys. Oh, there it is. Right. Start it up. See what that pipe sounds like. Full strangle. I'll tell you what, my microphone stood next to that bike makes it sound terrible. I just listened back to the footage and it sounded like a bag of spanners. It doesn't sound like that in reality, it's just my mic picking it up. It sounds more like, oh, I don't want to show the number plate. I don't know, is that better? Maybe. Anyway, cool. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you like this sort of format of video. I've got a new camera which makes it a little bit easier to film this type of thing on my own, so if you like it, let me know in the description and I'll try and do more of it, because this sort of video is reasonably easy to film out on the road. Cool, thanks guys.